Hey everyone, it's Adam here. I can't see the guy. Before getting on with this rant, I just want to say you may as well a bit of shit on me. Been doing work at my house today, shifting shit, taking it down the tip. Also been doing a bit of decorating. Basically, I've been labouring all day at the house. So much to do, so much shit to clean up. So I'm hitting the showers the second this rant is done and uploaded. Look what I found. Boom. Hellraiser Deader. And that is today's rant, Hellraiser Deader. Um, if you've seen my previous reviews on these Hellraiser series, you'll know that I'm not a big fan of them. I only care for the first three. Please see my individual review / rants on these movies. You know what I mean? But this one's going to be no different from the rest. I thought I got rid of this DVD, because when I ordered them on Blu-ray, the series, I thought Deader was involved in this series, but as you can see, it involves Bloodline, Hellraiser 4, Hellraiser 5 Inferno, Hellraiser 6 Hellseeker, and then Deader's meant to come next, but it skips that and goes straight to Hellworld. So Deader's not involved in this one. So I thought I already got rid of this, but I just found it at the back of my shelf, just stuffed away. I'd have to say this one, Deader's got to be the most forgettable one in the whole series. I mean, they've all got their own fucking problems, but this one, Deader, has to be the most forgettable one in the series. Because usually when I'm listing all the Hellraiser movies, if someone told me to list all the Hellraiser movies, I'd do the obvious. I'd say, well, you got Hellraiser 1, you got Hellraiser 2, Hellbound, you got 3, Hell on Earth, 4, Bloodline, 5th Inferno. And then I get to somewhere like Hellseeker, and then usually I've got the habit of bringing up Hellworld right after Hellseeker. I miss Deader out. I usually forget that this actually exists. So after Hellseeker, I usually name Hellworld straight after Hellseeker. Not forgetting that was this installment, Deader. Hellraiser Deader. That's a stupid... You know what? Why Deader? That's a lame title. Fucking Hellraiser Deader. Couldn't you think of a better title than that? How about Hellraiser Forever? Or Hellraiser Begins, or, like they did with the Batman films, Any title has got to be better than just Deader. Careless name, and to tell the truth, careless front cover as well. Look at that. It's just Pinhead's face with one of his victims in the background. And the name Deader. Mind you, I did not get this from the UK. I ordered this online from abroad when I was collecting the Hellraiser films, when I was really into them. And check it out on the back as well. They're not even doing much with the art cover on the back, because look at that there. That's the victim from Hellraiser 5 Inferno, the cut where he got torn apart. So what the fuck's he doing on the fucking back of the DVD of Deader when it didn't appear in this movie? Why are they using an image from a different Hellraiser movie on this fucking DVD? Why? So careless title, careless front cover, careless images. My problem with this Hellraiser Dead, I've already mentioned it's the most forgettable one. It's directed by the same director that did Hellseeker and Hellworld. What's his name? Rick, I believe. Rick Bota. Yeah. And again, this movie, just like all the rest, it feels like an abandoned script, or a script that hasn't worked for a horror movie. Fine, just throw Pinhead here in for a few 5 minutes here and there. Call it a Hellraiser movie. That's what this fucking feels like. It just feels like an abandoned Hellraiser movie, yet it was made anyway. And it doesn't feel like a fucking Hellraiser movie in the fucking slightest. But this one, especially Deader, I've just got done watching it moments ago. It feels like a very unneeded, shitty movie. An unneeded, shitty movie that has no need to be made. Got a pointless existence. I mean, I suppose it's fine for Doug Bradley respawning his role as Pinhead again, but... I mean, come on. I mean, the film is about basically this reporter. She's just finished doing a report on crack whores. And now she wants to do this report on this cult club of all these people called Deaders, who live underground. And they've got this thing about killing themselves and then bringing themselves back to life. So the first thing she does, she goes to Romania, right? And she goes into this building where she finds this dead body of a girl, you know, assuming she's committed suicide because her eyes are white, look as though she's committed suicide. And then she does the first, most dumbass... I don't get this. You find a dead body at a scene. What's the first thing you do? You report the crime. What does this bitch do? She fucking touches all of the stuff. It's a crime scene. Unless we think, oh, it's a scene of someone's death. Why the fuck are you putting your fingerprints over everything? Why are you touching all the shit? And then when you head out the door, the person who let you in, why didn't you report the death to him? Call the cops. Why not do that? Isn't it the first logical thing you do? But anyway, she finds a package at the scene and the box. You know. The reporter's got this background issue of being abused as a child by her father. You know, she plays this videotape. And again, more dumbass logic. There's a woman on the tape saying, "Don't open the box." So what does she do? She fucking opens the box. There's a scene where some chains just wrap around her face, pull her into the box, she snaps out of it. After seeing Pinhead for a few minutes, she snaps out of it. So now she's determined to get to the bottom of all this shit by finding these deaders and finding out the truth. You know, I think we get introduced to some new characters on the way. There's a train scene. I think his name was Joey, the character. We get introduced to that character. He was fine. He wasn't annoying. He was fine at his role, I guess. In terms of the makeup effects, I thought makeup effects were okay. Especially the makeup effect scene on the train where everyone's dead, you know, with the chains and all that kind of stuff. The people being ripped apart by the chains, again, good makeup effects, but again, it doesn't make up for the whole movie. You know, basically the girl is the chosen one, basically, for this cult, because what's happening is all these people are committing suicide, they're going into Pinhead's domain, and they're getting out of it, and Pinhead doesn't like that. And basically this reporter is the chosen one for this cult, and the cult leader explains all this. You know, Pinhead also explains to the girl, because there's a scene where when she finds the cult underground, she gets a knife to the back. You know, she's freaking out. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. You know, and Pinhead's basically telling her this story about how he's not liking all these people who commit suicide, stepping into his domain and then getting out. Again, makeup effects that they were fine. There's some good gory kills in this. There's a scene where some chains go through all these different types of people and flesh being torn and things like that. So in terms of blood and gore, it's there. Got nothing wrong in that department. But this script was fucking flat. I mean, it didn't even feel like it lasted long either, this fucking movie. I mean, there's a scene where even the fucking box explodes, for fuck's sakes. You know, and I think the credits come up soon after that, after when the box explodes. If I remember correctly. I mean, I've seen this movie twice now. Just twice. I saw it once when I brought it back in the day. And I've just watched it moments ago, and even I can't fucking remember the ending. That's what I mean by just underlining this film as the most random, most forgettable one in the whole fucking series. The most forgettable one. No point in its existence. Deader. Fucking deader. You know when you get that feeling for some films where you say there's a drawing point to all of them, and you say enough's enough? This happened, like, I'd say around about number 4, Bloodline, the last one that got released to cinema. Bloodline was the last one that got released to cinema, while the rest of them have got released straight to DVD. You know, including this one. I mean, this is what installment is this now? I'm sure it's the 7th. Yeah, the 7th installment, and this one came out in 2005. June 7th, 2005. And again, it has the same actor, Rick Bota, who directed this movie, Hellseeker and Hellworld as well. Reception. The film received a 17% approval rating review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes based on 6 reviews. And again, I keep fucking making sequels to this. Fucking legendary. If I'm being perfectly honest with all of you, it's just one of those series now I just want to get out of the way. You know, the first 3 Hellraiser movies are classics, don't get me wrong, but boy, how the fuck did it come to this? How the fuck did it get to the point where they just got straight released to DVD with these meaningless scripts, not feeling like Hellraiser movies, feeling like random horror movies with failed scripts, yet we're just throwing Pinhead in it and calling it a Hellraiser movie. Because that's what it feels like. I mean, there's actually fans of these series as well, these Hellraiser series. You know, nothing against you. This is not a video trying to get at any of these Hellraiser fans. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the first 3 the best, but there's actually people who are a fan of this series. They're diehard fans of this series. I don't know why. I'd like to know why. But again, it's not a video getting at you or anyone like that. I'd just like to go inside their head for once and understand why they're big fans of movies like fucking Deader, you know, and Hellseeker and all those other series that were just thrown into straight DVD movies, you know. Again, reports to Doug Bradley. It was good to see him back, I suppose. But again, at the same time, you know, I mean, Clive Barker didn't have anything to do with this movie. He didn't even have a courtesy involvement as the producer of this movie, Deader. It says here so that even Clive Barker didn't have anything to do with this movie. And there's not much more I can say about this movie, everybody. Like I've already mentioned already, the most forgettable one in the whole series. Definitely. Like I says, when I go through the series and I list things like Bloodline, Inferno, Hellseeker, Dead is meant to come next, but I usually skip right to Hellworld because I forget that Dead exists. That's how much I'm a big fan of the movie, and that's how much I remember it. The fact that I keep on forgetting it's there, because I always mention Hellworld straight after Hellseeker, so then again, that's how it is, so relive the hell. And that's basically my rant, everybody, but, you know, forgettable one. I'll just stick to the first 3 movies. Please like, rate, comment, and email if you've got any thoughts or comments about this movie, or if there's anything you want to say. You know, again, I'd like to hear your thoughts and reviews on this movie. If there's anything you want to point out, any tips, or if there's anything you want to share with me against this movie or any Hellraiser movie for that matter in the series, I'll be interested in hearing from you. So, thanks for watching this, everyone. Email if you've got any questions, and have a nice day. Peace.